that I will pray and there will be rain. If you see the boy, what will you say? He is very confident. He is not just saying, I believe. He is very confident that, but every other person in the congregation, no. They are just, do you understand? So that you understand, if you really, really believe, it will move you to certain actions and inactions. But what you are saying you believe, if it doesn't move you to actions and certain inaction, it has not really reached you. Like for example, now they said Moses left Egypt and he was enduring as somebody seeing the invisible. He left Egypt. Who will dare a whole Pharaoh? Do you understand? But when they say his action was showing that it's like he's seeing something that the other people are not seeing. Because who would take such step? Do you understand? Like today now, you remember now, somebody insults Aisha Buhari. What happened? They jail him. Abi? Somebody will wake up one day and dare the most powerful person in the world as at that time. But the Bible puts the explanation. He was doing that, and the way he was doing it, it appears that he's seeing something. Because otherwise, you won't take that step. Everybody is clear about that. If you truly believe, there must be certain corresponding action. If there is no corresponding action, then you've not seen it. If you have seen it, will action be difficult for you? If you have seen it, you understand? If you have seen it, that is coming, it's coming. Then you cannot have any restriction in terms of corresponding action. The only reason you've not started taking certain relevant steps is because you are not fully, you know that's what they said about Abraham, that he was fully persuaded. So everybody is clear about that. So that's what I'm saying when they just say poor preparation leads to poor performance. Preparation in the biblical context is deeper than that. It is not just that. So you see the relevance now. Through faith, like Peter and John, they pray for the boy, for the man at the beautiful gate. Have you? So when they pray for the man at the beautiful gate, what was the next thing they did? So why did they believe? They believe. So the next thing is, there's an action that what I have said will come to pass. So he's not responding, but oh yeah, because you must stand up. So everybody is fine with that, Abi? So he said, preparation is an evidence of faith. For like faith, preparation gives reality and substance to expectation. Preparation gives realities and substance to expectation. Let me quickly explain that. Your preparation gives. So if we now want to define and break down preparation now, like for example now, if you want to build this house, you will draw a plan. Abi? Plan is part of preparation. Immediately people see the plan. So what can they say about your building or constructing this structure? What can they say? make it real. It is no more abstract. Do you understand? Because one of the major elements of preparation is plan, action plan. And if you say, I am going from this place to that place, and you show me step by step process that will take you to that place, it's as good as saying you will get there. You understand? There was a place I went to, and we're in a training, and the man training us asked all of us questions and say, I can say that you will finish within record time, and you will not finish within record time. Why? Because when they ask us, you are doing a postgraduate study, and they ask you certain things, and you cannot answer. You know, let's say you are not even sure what you want to do. And there is no timeline that if you need 6 semesters, as at second semester, I have put the target that I must know what I want to do. You understand? And the following semester, so if somebody comes and give you those timeline, the first 2 semesters I will do this, the next semester I will do this, so he has shown something very practical. So you can convincingly say, look, with this, if you follow through with this, what you are saying, except some men are to see, you understand? But if you say you are expecting something and you don't have, so what all this step-by-step thing is action plan. So when it says preparation, like faith is substantial, is evidential. Preparation also is evidential. Like you say, you want to be a medical doctor, Abi? You want to be a medical doctor. How? I'm praying about it. I know God will. You see, I've seen that before. I'm telling you, there's a brother very close to one of the pastor I was close to. He was in microbiology, and he was saying, God showed me this, that. And everybody was feeling for him. There was nothing practical until today now. So he just finished the microbiology and he has left. So if it is faith, so like Abraham, faith sees, and faith give you certain substance. It could be a particular word that you are holding on to that is evidential. It is not abstract. I heard very clearly. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the substance. I am believing God. I am believing God. What is substance about it? There's no substance about what you are talking about. Praise the Lord. So you wanted to ask questions or comment? The microphone.
When you cited the instance of the Israelites at the Red Sea, that the evidence of the faith that they had in God that would make them to cross the Red Sea was to take step of moving, advancing towards the sea. So I now want to believe that it's also possible that practically, maybe somebody has seen, he has the goal of becoming a business mogul, but he or she doesn't have the money, doesn't have the capital, the resources needed to do that.
So these are practical cases.
Yes. The person can launch out, starting with whatever resources at his or her disposal to start the business, and with the faith prayer. Because I want to say that preparation is not physical preparation alone. There is spiritual dimension of preparation as long as one has faith as Christians. It's only unbelievers that want to prepare physically leaving the spiritual preparation, aside. I'm talking about, but for Christians, both dimensions of preparation, the spiritual and the physical, can be combined. So along the line, as I apply faith, trusting God to grow the business, to enlarge or expand the business, to become the picture that I've seen, I can launch out to start small. We've had instances of success stories of people like that.
So I like this one because I want us to make it practical. So business, Abi? Business. So I want us to now go into the outline. So we may not be logical with the outline. The first part that talks about the elements of adequate preparation. The element of adequate preparation. So number one is what? You define the goal. Abi? Number two is what? Determination of the cost implication. In the Bible, it says what, or generally, what it would take you to be able to achieve it. So I want to start a business. So this is about what it will take me to be able to start. Am I correct? Then the next one, number three now, is determining the possibility of achieving the goal in the light of present reality. In the Bible, you say, counting the costs. Counting the costs. Who understand counting the costs now? Counting the cost is different from determining the cost. Determining the cost is, you can say, I need 1 million. Have you? Counting the cost is, how much is in my pockets? Have you? How much do I have in heaven and on earth? If you understand what I mean. So you discover that you have only 100,000, have you? But the determination, of course, say 1 million. So the next question is, so is it realistic? That's what is very important. Is it realistic? Because then you need how much? 900,000. So the last one now say plan of action. The plan of action is related to how will you get the 900,000? Because you've done all your analysis, all your critical thinking, you've gathered all the information, and you've determined what you need. But you look at your reality, you see there's a gap of 900,000. So you have another question to answer. How will you get the 900,000? So that will now be contained in your plan of action with many other things. So you can, as a Christian, if you now say, I had, very clearly, it's substantial. Do you understand what I mean? So it is not like fatalistic. It is not like tempting God. You understand? I had God. He says, I should start. You are very clear about that. Like even when Jesus was sending the disciples out, he told them, don't carry any purse. That's an instruction. So I had it very clearly. So don't premeditate what you will say. The Spirit of your Father will speak through you. Those are substantial. If you get what I'm saying. I heard that he told me that I don't need to worry when I'm before these people. The Spirit of God will take over. So I am not just going. I have something concrete that is guiding this step. I hope you understand. So even if it is spiritual preparation now, right, like Jesus, let me even say this thing. Yes, I wanted to do it before. When in Matthew chapter 10, verse 1, the Bible says, Jesus called the disciples and gave them power. He called the disciples, he gave them power. In Acts, the Bible says, wait for power. Abi? We are familiar with the two passages. But you see, if you check the original Greek, The one in Matthew, where it was Jesus that was said to give them power, it was actually authority he gave them. So they call it exousia. It was authority. The one in Acts, they call it dunamis, like dynamite. So the one in Acts was the real power. The one in Matthew was, he had the power and he delegated it to them. So they were using his power. Look at all the passages in the gospel. The apostle operated on the authority of Jesus. They never had their own power. So, but in Acts, so they collected dunamis. They had their own power. So then, you see the way Jesus was practical. When I was with them, I carried the power so they can walk. You understand? I am not around. So I gave them the dynamite by themselves. So they can by themselves generate any energy they want to generate. You see a difference. So they were asking them, your disciples are not fast. He said, don't worry. Abi, don't worry. When I am not around, they will understand the need for fasting. So that's the thing. So when they needed to start on their own, everything was more evidential and substantial. They needed the power by themselves. Not a delegated authority. No, you can go and check it. Exousia. Exousia. And so even when Jesus, after fasting and prayer, the Bible says he left in the dunamis of the Holy Ghost. He's the only one that carried the dunamis. But every other thing was delegated. He gave them exousia. So that's why, so even if I need a spiritual preparation, it should be as definite as possible. Then the preparation is adequate. So I know I have heard God. They say, you don't have money. Yes, I don't have money. But he told me, like Elijah. Abi? Elijah did not have money, Abi? But he kept telling him, the next place to get your resource is this place, Abi? When it's finished, the next place to get the resource is this place. So there's no vague about it. Are we clear about that? So, and if you now also want to do practical one, it's the same thing. You want to do that's spiritual. You want to do practical one. If you want to do practical one, for somebody like me, you go to YouTube. And there are a lot of books on how to raise funds for your business. You see, there's one part of the, okay, number 2. Preparation gives you originality of thoughts and idea. If you are adequately prepared, it gives you originality of thoughts and idea. Why? Because now, for example now, I have listened to 20 videos on how to raise funds. So this is 20 wisdom. And you now synthesize them. At the end of the day, you will come with your own conclusion. Am I correct? So that's, if you don't understand the power of preparation, you won't have originality of thought and idea. You will just be a copycat. So after I've listened to 20 videos, I will have sentences, I will have conclusion from people that have gone ahead and that have raised money. I will be able to itemize after deep meditation. To get money, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. And that becomes the foundation for your own implementation. Do we understand? Even if it is Bible you are reading, if you gather relevant Bible passages and you meditate upon them, it could be 30, it could be 40. At the end of the day, you will have your own personal revelation, personal inspiration about how to get money. And it's substance. It's not vague. Because you know the process involved. And you know this is the conclusion. So your steps are guided. I'm saying a lot of them, but do we understand? So that's why if, you see, they say, in the beginning, God. In the beginning, God. Even if it is God that sparked the light that this should happen, you understand? You stay with him and get a lot of clarity. So he has sparked the light, so you have the goal. This is where we are going. Abi? Abraham, the same problem. But why was he going? He said, I will show you when you get there. Is it a substance? Do you understand what I mean? You have to go there. Where am I going? No, go. When you get there, I will say you have got to the place. Is that a substance? Is it vague? Is it just tempting God? So he had God. And when he got there, and God said, this is the place, then he knows.